Yami
Sangye
Chudang Soki Chonamla Janju Bardu Dagni Gyatsuchi Dagi Chenyen Gibe Sunamgi Jola Benchir Sangye Juparsho
Sangye
Chudang Soki Chonamla Janju Bardu Dagni Gyatsuchi Dagi Chenyen Gibe Sunamgi Jola Benchir Sangye Juparsho
Sangye
Chudang Sogi Chonamla Janju Bardu Dani Gyatsuchi Dagi Chenyen Gibe Sunamgi Jola Benchir Sangye Juparsho.
Microphone.
Well, this is in position for him.
Wait. But he didn't.
Are you homeworking?
I didn't, for some reason I didn't look at the schedule, so I didn't realize I was going right now.
Your dog ate the homework.
Again.
We're off the
Or
regular
was it your
schedule.
dog?
We threw him for a loop.
We
It
very-
was yesterday.
Again, I could have looked at the schedule too.
Well, your daughter ate your homework. Okay.
It's so good. It's delicious.
You know, we-
She's so cooperative. Okay.
I know.
That'll change.
Cheating.
All right. Please read 1024. That's not Tibetan.
Kachignare, Ngopwe Chi Yena, Mitakwe Chi Yimbe Kyapsana.
It's getting nasty, by the way. It's gonna get nastier. Translate. If something is the
Anything which is the quality of.
let's not go to quality yet. Let's
anything
which is the group.
Which is of the group of being a working thing.
Yeah. If
Or anything which is of the group of working things.
anything which is a group which includes working things.
Okay.
Now you gotta get it straight from the beginning. Let's do it slow.
Yeah.
Anything which is a group which has in it working things must be a group which has in it things which change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems reasonable. I'll say it again. Anything which is a group which has in it things that do something is also a group which has in it changing things.
Yeah. Consider the group things that.
And that's a wrong statement.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, here's the counterexample. I'm glad you asked.
In our case, I'm definitely on his side.
Let's go, Dad.
Mitapadang Tade Church and
Yeah.
Chi Yimbar Tal.
Yeah, wait. Tal or tal? It's a counterexample. It's a counterexample. You don't even have to think about it.
Mitape Chi Yimbar Tal.
Good. Are you telling me? Are you telling me? Whoa.
Impermanence and things that are different from it.
No.
Let's consider
The
separate from changing.
yeah the group things that ain't me talk about.
Separate from changing.
Yeah. Well, separate from me talk about. Yeah. Changing thing. However you're gonna put it.
How about MEPA?
It is separate.
Separate, yeah.
Okay. Let's take, ready?
Yeah.
Separate from changing.
So we're not even taking things that are separate from.
Well,
Could.
maybe we can do that, but I'm not sure we can do that. So let's take things which are separate from changing things. Are you telling me they are the group
Changing things.
which has changing things in it? Why do you say that? Because they are the group.
Which are which have the which are in the group of working things.
No, which have working things in
Which
them.
have, yeah, working things.
Okay, now let's go slow. He said, if it's a group that has working things in it, it's always a group which has changing things in it. And we said, okay, well, let's take different from changing things. Are you telling me that's the group that has changing things in it? Why? Because it is a group that has working things in it, and you said if it's a group that has working things in it, it gotta be a group that has changing things in it. Okay?
So changing.
Kyub, okay, you're the one who said that. Okay, you're the one who said Kyub. Okay, then he says, please read 1027.
Machudna, mitapadan, mitapadan kade churchen, no pochi yembata.
Nice. Yeah, this is easy. So we said, I'm just going to say it again, okay? Because it's hard. You got to keep your seatbelts on, okay? I don't want to see people spacing out. I might offer some money. Okay.
Just to have our eyes open.
Sensoryum is asking me, what's your secret teaching method? I said, money. Just kidding. How do you say money? Mungan? Mungan.
You mean money?
No, in Mongolian, how do you say money? Mung. Yeah, the comics say mungan. Mungan. Okay, kachinari. If something is a group which has working things in it, it must be a group which has changing things in it. We say, take different from changing things. Are you telling me it's a group that has changing thing in it? Why? Because it's a group that has working things in it. Then somebody said, I disagree. That it's a group that has working things in it, okay? All right. It's different from changing thing, he said, is not a group that has working things in it, okay? And we said, if you disagree, well, let's take different from changing things. It is too a group that has working things in it, because, what was his reason, Adam?
Well, because it's a member.
Yeah, because working things belong in that group. So it must be a group that has working things in it, because working things are in it. Okay, all right.
Are in it instead of not belong. Are in it.
I'm trying to make it
Right, yeah.
easy for people who are about to die. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Ta? Oh no.
God, why?
Here we go
Yeah, so he gave us those 3 requirements for something to be a member of a group. He went through the 3 requirements for something to be a member of a group, okay? And here it goes. Let's consider working things. It is too a member of the group of things that are different from changing things. Okay, got it? Working things is a member of the group called different from changing things. Why? Because requirement number 1, it's different from changing things. No, sorry. It is different from changing things. It is working things is different from changing things. Okay? We're trying to prove that working things belong in the group called things that are different from changing things. Okay? Well, first of all, is it one of the things in the universe which is different from changing things?
It is.
Yes.
Spelled different.
Requirement number 2.
To be working things is to be different from changing things.
Yeah. Say it again.
To be working things is to be different from changing things.
Yeah, or you can say to be a working thing is to be different from a changing thing. She disagreed. And finally, this is easy. There must be other things which are different from changing things, which are not working things. So that makes it one of the members of the group, because there's other members of the group, okay? I hope it gets easier, but I don't think so. 1029, Mr. Adam. Good. Yeah, we need a comma here. Okay, you can translate. Whilst I drink pink.
Consider I disagree with the first part of your reason that you've supplied above.
Oh yeah, let's go back to it.
If you do disagree, then let's...
I disagree that working things are separate from changing things. Okay.
If you do disagree, then let's consider a working thing. It is two separate from changing things, because one, they exist, and two, they're not. Well, hold on. One, they exist. Two, they're not synonymous, and they're changing things.
Well, I would read this Dangchik. I'm tempted to read it not as to be it is to be the other. Okay, I'm tempted to read this one in as it exists and it's not the same thing as mitapa. It is not mitapa. Okay.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's mitapa dantade. Therefore, it's separate. So there's a J cap here. If things are separate, they must.
Separate, they must be different than
If
They're not one and the same.
yupa,
They exist.
they both have to exist. Okay, to say two things are separate from each other,
Yeah.
according to this, they both have to exist. Okay.
That's what you said mepa earlier.
Yeah, and that's the same with Jawa,
Really.
with relationships, whether it's a relationship of identity or a relationship of possession.
Both existing.
They both have to exist. You can't have a relationship unless both members exist. That's an axiom of Buddhist logic. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Nubo Damitapa are Dangchi.
Right.
I mean, classically and
No. Well, read Chik here as precisely the same, including in the verbalization of them.
yeah, fine. But
You say me and dark. You don't
Dangchi is a
say.
term that he defines. I bet you in this text somewhere else he
He
says
did
that
already.
those two are Dangchi.
No,
Use
this
the same
what no what I'm. No, the word mitapa is different from the word mupo.
Okay, but I
That's all.
Different than what?
That's all.
Different than
The
what?
words are different. Therefore, they're different.
And what word?
Mupo. Okay.
But they have different definitions.
Okay. Fish and grasshopper. You know.
can use the exact same wording somewhere else in the text and mean it the other way.
Yeah.
Right.
You could
Well,
say,
possibly.
He already
Yeah.
did it.
That's possible. What I'm saying is, if you have a lot of experience reading this material, you will take this chick as meaning have exactly the same word.
Right.
Okay.
And do you think it's
Okay.
that rather than he's equivocating the meaning of mitapa? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It
why-
just means the word ngopo is not the word mitapa here in this context. Okay.
So by you, then.
They both exist. It
no.
exists.
So. the
Ngopo
phrase,
exists.
Horns of a rabbit exists. So we could say
good point.
horns of a rabbit is
Existing.
is
Is he up?
Chikma with
Separate from
separate.
changing.
him in the right mood, he'll probably do it.
The word rabbit's horns, yeah. The word rabbit's horns, yeah. The expression. And even the idea, but not the reality. Okay. Okay. If you disagree to the second part of that, of the three qualities that have to be there, which was to be a working thing, is to be different from changing thing. Okay? That was the second requirement of the three requirements. To be a working thing means you are separate from changing. Okay? And here we go.
Tak nipa majupna. Nupo church and mitapa dantade tak chik ja yimarta. Mitapa dantade tak ni chik gone mitapa dantade mena. Kyo me kyo peishin.
Which means he just listed that other set of requirements, okay? The first set of requirements is requirements for something to be a member of a set. Am I right? And the second set of requirements is the requirements for saying that to be something is to be something else.
Right.
Okay? So he's just doing the second one now. Okay? So if you disagree that working things, to be a working thing, is to be a thing which is different from changing thing. Okay, then let's take working things. It is so the case that to be them is to be something which is different from changing thing. Why? because they fulfill the requirements, which are number one, in a way in which it is to be the other, which is kind of cheating because you're using what you're defining in the definition. They should be separate. And if you wipe out all the things in the universe which are separate from changing things, then you wipe out all working things. Right?
Sure. Yes.
Well, it'd have to be.
You got a problem with that?
Absolutely.
You got a problem with that?
You wipe out all the things which are separate from.
If you wipe out all the things that are different from changing things, then you also wipe out working things.
Because the name is different.
In this case, yeah. But it's greasy. Good luck translating it. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
Where's number?
Yeah, okay.
Did we do 2 already?
We missed 2.
That was 2.
Oh, I thought that was.
So we didn't get the
That's
3.
2.
No, I thought that was the.
And next comes
No,
3.
the third was the
Yeah.
wipeout.
After 2 comes 3. Here we go. Dak Summa. What's important about this little phrase here?
Lots of there are lots of
What could you make a mistake on?
It's not my.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not madrub. It's not madrub. It's you ready? Tuma, dub, not to madrub. Okay, and you could make that mistake. You could make that mistake and go crazy. But
Correct grammar as well, wouldn't it?
yeah, it's all correct. Yeah. So here we go. Tasaba madubna. Ngopa che. Let's take working things. There do to exist many other things which combine both not being it, working thing, but they are still separate from changing thing. Okay, there's lots of other things
Sure.
which are not ngopos, working things, but which are still separate from changing things. Is there?
Yes.
Okay, and he gives 2 radical examples. Senis, definitions, and sunja, things which are defined. Is that true?
Yes.
Are they not working things?
They are not.
Good, because they are idealisms. Ideals? They're ideal concepts.
No, but even more
Yeah,
importantly,
definition.
in the context of this, they're not working.
Right, it's just-
Yeah, right.
It's a different name
Regardless
category.
of whether they're.
Okay.
That's what he's been doing. So,
Or you're gonna, okay,
I mean, that's
that might be legal.
otherwise you have to include mitapa.
Yeah.
Okay. And all right, so these things are not working things, and maybe in this school they would be unchanging anyway.
By the way, isn't he saying instead of definitions and definidiums, he's saying its definition?
No, he didn't say te tsinja.
Infiniendo.
Okay. Seni te.
No, they means the group called senis.
Oh, okay.
This day means
Oh, right.
this day means the group called senis, and this day means ngupo. I'm sorry, mitapa dantade. Okay. The group called definitions is separate from changing things, and the group called things defined is separate from changing things. Okay, it's tough. Okay, it's tough. Okay, Duna, we gotta go back to some tell, or we can cheat and look at what's coming right next, which is inevitably what you're gonna end up doing as you become better at this process. Rather than searching around all the towels that came before, just reconstruct it from what comes next. Okay,
Gonna say,
the lazy man's way. Okay, so please read. Please read.
Mitakwa.
Don't takwa. I don't want Mexican food today. Takwa. I'll take a takwa with red sauce. Mitwakwa.
What did you say?
Mitakwa is Tibetan for no tacos. Okay, go ahead. Sawaduna.
going to mitak padan tade church and mitak de chima yim barta tapa kyu cherat ma yim beacher.
Who wants to, translate the whole thing smoothly and correctly for no money?
Let's see. So different from changing thing.
Let's consider. Let's say all things, okay? Let's see if it doesn't get us in trouble. Let's consider all things which are tade from mitapa. What's that, Adam? Let's consider all the things in the world which are.
I'm sorry, my computer's taking dictation, so it's
You mean your daughter also ate your computer? I understand. It's I see, series on.
Yeah.
Let's consider all the things in the world which are different from changing things. Okay, let's consider all the things in the world which are different from changing things. Now, according to Professor Kramer, different from changing thing could apply to banana because it's a different word. But there's another way to read it that different from changing thing means space, empty space, emptiness, things that don't change. Okay, so so let's take different from changing things. Is it possible that it could be a group to which changing things belongs?
That's the one thing that can't go there.
Okay, is it possible that different from changing things could be a group in which changing things belong?
Absolutely not.
Cannot. Okay. Why? Why not? Because changing things can't be a member of the group called things that are different from changing things. Okay, that's okay, right?
Makes most sense out of
Fairly
everything
darn
I've come
comfortable.
And the most sense in the last couple hours. Okay.
Days.
1,000.
I'm feeling some nervousness, like he's gonna pull.
He's gonna blow something up. Yeah. Matrubna?
Juna mitapa church and mitapa don tade cherat ma yim barta mitapa don tade ma yim beacher.
If you disagree that different from changing thing
That's interesting.
doesn't have in its group changing thing, okay? If you disagree to that, then let's take changing thing. It's not a member of the group of things called separate from changing things
Yeah.
because it's not separate from changing things. So it can't be in that group.
You know what's nice though that he showed here is that in order to prove that something is a member of a group, you have to do the three-part test that also has a three-part test in it.
Yeah.
To show that something's not a member of a group, you only need to disprove one of those.
Yeah.
That's
That
nice.
answers the whole thing.
Yeah, that's nice. If you need 13 qualities to be the vow giver and you don't have one of them, that's enough to not be a vow giver. Okay.
Just grab the first one, you're done.
Yeah. Okay. 1034.
Majubna mitapa church and kyu don tade ma yim barta kyu kansaki da me yim beacher.
Whoa.
There we go again.
Yeah, here we go again. If you disagree that changing things is not separate from changing things, well, let's take changing things. It is not the case that they are separate from them. Okay, kyu. It's not the case that changing things are separate from changing things, because Adam, hit him with the reason.
Very well, because it's an example of something where it's an example of an instance where something has no need of its own.
Yeah, because the set called changing things is not the second husband in the kitchen or the first husband in the kitchen. Okay.
Would have been more comfortable if we simply.
Changing things is not separate from changing things, because changing things is not the first. Changing things is the absence of the first husband in the kitchen. You okay? Xiaoping looks like she ate a whole watermelon. Let's say it again. Changing things is not separate from changing things, because changing things is. There is no first husband in the kitchen. Changing things, his laptop is there is no husband, there is no first husband in the kitchen. That's a common logic statement, okay? It means take something that's absolutely true. Changing things is the sky is blue. Okay? Changing things is we don't eat enough in the morning here. Okay? You can take any true thing, and that's okay. Okay, got it? You okay? You all right? Don't look so lost. Is it true that the first husband doesn't exist?
Yes.
What's the nickname of the first husband?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, the husband, I didn't do anything. I'm just, is that number 2?
It's usually the
I don't remember. Yeah, well.
We haven't standardized it yet.
Does, when the wife comes home and the husband yells and she says, I didn't do anything, okay, does that husband she's talking about exist or not? Cannot exist, okay, in the universe, okay? So the non-existence of that husband is true of everything in the universe. Everything in the universe gets along with the absence of the first husband. Okay, cool?
There is nothing that does not.
There's nothing that doesn't get along with emptiness. It's emptiness is like red sauce, a good red sauce. It goes with everything.
It's like saying that changing is truth
No,
of emptiness.
It's not even saying that.
you can say it about anything. You can say it about
Non-existent.
pizzas and traffic jams.
Yeah.
Pizzas and traffic jams are the first husband's not there.
Because they exist.
Yeah, because they exist. Yeah. But in deeper philosophy, you can say yume kanruina.
For,
even-
for existing and non-existing.
Even things that don't exist are the husband. Even things that don't exist are the first husband doesn't exist.
Right.
Because if things that don't exist weren't the husband that doesn't exist, they would exist.
Is it almost like a positive version of Kangjenden? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
that wasn't true, you can make of it.
Yeah.
But that is true,
Yeah.
any damn thing's true.
It's always a good reason to say, because the husband that's not my fault don't exist.
Yeah. For those who are,
Okay.
it seems like it's just the same as saying, because that's just the way things are.
Yeah.
Any damn thing is
But I like this one better
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
because it makes you think whether the husband exists, and then that's going to help your life. That'll get you to the discontinuation of your body and form.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, sorry, that's a different score. Okay, here we go. Whoa. I'm gonna lose my remaining hair. How come you don't lose the hair in your ears, but you lose the hair in your... I don't understand. Is it in Tung Tung's text somewhere? We should write a kakong to her text about these important subjects.
The day Yabartal, I think I caught it in my version. I broke that out after the Sena.
Yeah, we'll do it later. That's okay. Go ahead. Kajinari.
Kachingare chi chi yang yin chejak yang yin yikomani sen.
Yeah, and we're gonna
Could use the chit-chat or whatever.
translate. Slow. Enjoy. Don't think about your daughter.
So if somebody comes and makes the following claim. Okay, so Shitun, there is no thing which is both a category, or which is both a class and a member.
There's no...
A class which has the...
There's no one thing which is
no one thing
which is both the
which
group,
is both a group
the big group to which big group belongs,
and the little group.
and the member of a member. Okay. Okay.
Say it again?
Is there a group called members?
No, there is no.
Can there be a group called members? Question.
Yeah.
Yeah. And could it have members?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And could there be a group called group of group? Can group be in a group?
Yeah.
Can group be a member of a group?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all he said. He said there's no such thing as one thing which is the group that group belongs to and is the member of the members.
Member of the members.
Okay?
Oh, amongst, yeah.
Nothing can be both. I'll say it again. Nothing can be the group that group belongs to and at the same time be a member of members.
Right.
I'll say it again. It's impossible that one thing could ever be A, the group that group belongs to, and B, the members, a member of members.
I think it's wrong. Yeah, wrong.
Well, I hope it's wrong because it's the other guy. Yeah, it's the other guy. Okay.
Because to be a member means that you're in a group.
Yeah. So anyway, now you're gonna renumber this later, right? Okay. So please read.
Te apartau,
Good.
te apartau,
Good.
tapa te imbechu.
Yeah. Unchanging things are that. By the way, don't say permanent. It's totally mistaken. It doesn't mean what Dakpa means. That's an old translation mistake. Okay. Why?
Because
Unchanging thing should be permanent. It's
something can be permanent and
Dakpa's a group,
Yeah.
and it belongs to the group called groups.
No, I'm talking about Takpa.
No, I'm just saying why isn't Dakpa, why not translate it as permanent?
because something can last forever and still be changing.
Yeah,
It can,
that's true.
yeah.
Something can be permanent and still be changing.
It
Yeah,
might be impermanent and not last forever, but not change.
yeah.
Maybe not
And-
in school.
And something can be Dakpa and come to an end.
And
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
emptiness.
Yeah, like the emptiness of this watermelon juice. It's gonna end, so it's not permanent, but it is Dakpa. So it's a very serious translation error that is made frequently. Okay, kachinari, chi chi yang yin. I'm sorry. So is Dakpa a chi chi?
It is,
Chi chi. Yeah.
certainly.
Can it be a group of chi, right? Can it be a group of groups?
Chi belongs in it and it belongs in Chi, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
And can it be a member of members?
same.
Is it one kind of member?
It is.
Is it one kind of group?
It is.
Okay, that's all. Now, the other guy says, no, it's not. Dakpa is not a group of a group and a member of a member. Member of members. It's not a group of groups and it's not a member of members. Okay, then we say, if you say that,
Oh, you skipped the
Oh, you want to go from the...
oh, we finished that. Okay, Madhumna?
Tapa church and
Yeah.
Che chi chi yang yin, che raki che rak rang yin. Che rak rang.
Oh, this should be young.
Yeah. Che rak yang yin be shi tumba yin bartel. Che chi 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 yin ba kan shi che raki che rak yang yin be shi.
Yeah, fine, stuff a conversation.
Oh, yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, let's take things that don't change. It is a group of groups, and it is a member of members. Okay? It is both, because A, it's a group of groups, and B, it's a member of members. Thank you very much. He just made it A and B, which wasn't very helpful. Okay? But inevitably, he's going to have to prove it is a group of groups and a member of members.
We know how he's going
Okay.
to do it.
So here we go. 1037.
Ta dang bo ma zhub na.
Yeah.
Tapa church and che chi chi yin bartel.
Well,
Che che rak yin be shi.
yeah. If you disagree to the first part of our excellent reason here, let's take things that don't change. They are too a group of groups because groups are a member of them. Because they have members that are groups? How's that? Do they have members that are groups?
No, they're a member of the groups.
It's the group of groups because it's a member of groups. Oh, sorry, because groups is its member. How's that? It's a group of groups because groups are its member.
It's a group of the groups.
It's a group of groups because groups are its member. Okay, you okay with that?
Yeah, that's okay.
It's a group of groups because groups are its member. Oh, here come the big logicians, Dignaga and Dharmakirti. Okay. I disagree that groups are a member of unchanging things. Right?
Oh, we're on the next one.
Yeah. 1038. Go. Yeah, we have the three tests of deciding whether groups are members of unchanging things. Are groups members of unchanging things? Okay. By the way, Nick, you gotta remind me. I need the printout of illumination for my compadre
See,
by Tuesday.
stop.
By Tuesday.
It's here.
Okay, but remind me to take it home or something. Okay, let's take groups. They are too a member of unchanging things because, and here's the three tests. Number one, groups are
DARPA.
unchanging. Number two, to be a group is to be unchanging. Number three, there are many other things which are unchanging but are not groups. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're not confused yet, I don't know how you guys can do this in a foreign language. This is, it's like a maze sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, not that.
The English speakers are asleep and the foreign language speakers are catching up. Okay, here we go.
The first one's easy.
Please read. Please read. La. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he just gave the test for saying that something, to be something is to be another thing. He just gave the test for that. Now, whether or not he needs to prove that groups are unchanging, whether or not he has to prove that groups are unchanging, he says, la. Come on, who needs to talk about that? Everybody could figure that out. Okay. By the way, if you don't say high tone la, it means a mountain pass. So instead of easy, yeah. But maybe it is a mountain pass. I don't know. Okay, Nipa Madubna, if you disagree that to be a group is to be unchanging, if you disagree that to be a group is to be unchanging, well, let's take groups. It is so the case, Tal, that to be a group is to be unchanging, because in a way that to be it is to be unchanging, they are separate from each other. And what's separate from each other? Group and unchanging.
Yeah.
Meaning at least they're different words. Okay. And tapamena, if something is not unchanging, if you cancel all the unchanging things in the universe, you would also cancel all the groups in the universe. Okay. You would cancel all the groups.
Cancel the unchanging things in the universe, you cancel all the groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because groups don't are
Group is a mental.
Correct.
Group is an archetype. Archetypes don't change in this school. Okay.
Yeah.
The archetype of the Eiffel Tower never changes. The Eiffel Tower changes. Okay. All right. All right. Now,
This sounds fun.
I disagree that there's things that aren't groups that are also unchanging. Right? Yeah. Shitun Duma. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, that are not.
Could you say one more
Yeah,
time?
right.
I disagree that there are things which are not groups, but which are still unchanging. Other members of the group, right? And then we say, okay, please read 1040. Whilst I readjust my legs. Whoa, mean.
That's funny.
This is really getting nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Did she give you some sleep last night? I mean, should we wait till she gives you some? That might be a long time. Okay. Tatsuma Madumna. If you disagree that there are things that are not groups that are still unchanging, other members of the group of unchangings, then let's consider groups. There are things which are not groups and which are still unchanging. Many.
Yeah.
Don't misread the ma. Because, you ready?
That's great.
The group called all changing things and all working things.
Yeah, well, the pair.
And the group, the pair called all unchanging things and all working things.
Yeah.
And the pair called all definitions and all things defined
Yeah.
are that. They are unchanging, but they are not groups.
Yeah.
The other way around, right? They are groups, but they're not unchanging. No.
Nope, they're not groups, but they're unchanging. There are other members of the group of unchanging things which are not groups.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're groups and members. Or no,
Some of
No.
them are
I don't know.
No, they're not they're not groups.
Definitions are
The combination of all changing things and the combination of all unchanging things and working things is not a group.
It's
And
not-
the combination of all definitions and things defined is not a group.
There's nothing which is both Taka and Novo.
Right.
And there's nothing which is both a Senja and
Senyi and
Senyi.
Senju.
I'm not sure he's going there.
We're out of time.
Does dogma exist? Does dogma exist?
it
Five
does.
minutes, we'll be out of time.
When you say the pair, now does Takpe exist?
Takpe Novo. No.
No, a changing thing which, a functional thing which doesn't change is impossible. But he didn't say Tagna, he said Tagni. All unchanging things and all working things taken as a group together. Okay? And all definitions and all things defined taken as a group. They're not groups.
They're not.
They're different from groups.
Yeah, they're not a group. Because there's nothing that's both.
Maybe they're members of
It's
a
like
group.
Kablami. I mean, they do the same thing with Kablami.
He wants to go this way. There's no one thing which is both.
This is how they taught it to me.
Yeah. Let's go there for now, but I think there might be another way. Yeah. There's nothing which is both at the same time. He wants to make it like coffee cup and coffee table. There's no one thing which is both.
Yeah.
Except IKEA? Okay. All right. Are we out of time, I hope?
I have 4 more minutes.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We got to keep going. 1041. We lost everyone in the room already, but me too. But nice, good phrasing. Okay, Kongita Nipa Maduna. If you disagree to my second reason above, which we don't have to figure out because he's going to do it for us, let's take Takpa, which means let's take unchanging things. It is too a member of members.
Yeah.
It is too a member of members. Why? Because it's a member. It is to be a member, and there are many other things that are not it and are still members. Okay, so we're getting used to it, right?
Sort of.
Okay, let's do it fast.
You get used to
Let's take things that don't change. They are a member of members, because they're a member. To be them is to be a member, and there are many things which are not them which are still members. Okay. Here we go. I disagree that unchanging things is a member. Okay, that's 1042. Here we go. Tak, yeah. Takpa chechin. If you disagree that unchanging things are a member, let's take unchanging things. They are too a member because they are a member of the group called
Global thing.
all knowable things, all things you can perceive in the universe. Therefore, unchanging things can be a member of a larger group. We proved that one.
Russian, no big whoop.
Okay, here we go. Madhubna, I disagree that unchanging things can be a member of the group called anything you can perceive. Then, how much time we got? 1 minute. So I'm just gonna read it, okay? Oh, look what came. I'm talking about the lady, not the lemon bars. You can just start it around. I mean,
I'm sorry. Allow him.
have a seat. Have a seat. This is Veronica, by the way. Anyone who doesn't know, my beautiful partner. Okay, Madhubna. Boy, I just lost all my logic.
That's a good sign.
Let's take things which can't change. They are a member because they are a member of all the things you can perceive. And then the other guy said, no, things that can't change are not a member of all the things you can perceive. And we say, yeah, they are too a member of all the things you can perceive because let's take things that don't change. They are too a member of all the things in the universe which you can perceive because, A, they are something you can perceive. To be them is to be something you can perceive. And there are many things which are not them which you can still perceive. Do we deserve a lemon bar?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah. For getting through that. Okay. We're done. You're done for the term. Yay. You're welcome. Okay. Stopped here. Oh, wait. Term 8.
The next one
Oh, yeah. We'll pick up on an easy one. Okay, sashimi before their mouths become full. Burki joshi metontam rira blingshi ninde gembadi sangye shindu ikte uagi dokun namda shingla chupasho idam guru ranamandala kamnaya tayami Ikewokan sanam yeshe tsozo shin sanam yeshe lechungwe tampa kuni topa shmogi doki. We are going to retire to the lounge. Couple of announcements.